This pandemic has changed the world. Margaret W. Wong and Associates, with over 40 years experience in U.S. immigration law, keeps working for you in the midst of adversity. Offices are in Cleveland, New York, Memphis, Atlanta, Columbus, Raleigh, North Carolina, Nashville, Chicago, and Minneapolis. Look after your loved ones and we'll take care of your immigration needs. Please call us at 216-279-3984. That's 216-279-3984.
Hello, everybody. My name is Juan Carlos Brando. Thank you for joining us today on a Thursday show with Margaret W. Wong and Associates. Today we have our main attorney, Margaret W. Wong, who has been working on this field for over 40 years. And she has been always working in the immigration field, which is good, which is really good for your case, for your immigration needs, and everything that you want to do. In your case, she can find a way to do it. So thank you for joining us today, and feel free to ask any questions with Ms. Wong. She will answer them absolutely free and while we are live today. So please, let's join together with Ms. Wong. Hello, Ms. Wong. How are you doing today?
I'm good, and thank you, Mr. Juan.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong. Well, Ms. Wong, today we're in the middle of April this year, 1 year and 1 month after this pandemic started. And a lot of people have had a lot of concerns, a lot of questions, issues, but there is something good that the country is opening again, and this government is opening some opportunities again, including work visas and also student visas that were canceled by the former president. But what can you tell us about these new opportunities that are coming our way in the immigration field?
Yes, it's very good because right now with the new president, we are hoping for some comprehensive reform. It's not another amnesty because a lot of people are saying, oh, we're going to get all these illegals in, we're going to get all these criminal people in, which is not true at all. So we are looking forward to some reforms. For example, no more perm bar. Perm bar really affects the Mexican people and the Central American people, and not so much the Northern, because America is squeezed between Canada on the north and Mexico on the side. There are three borders: Arizona, Texas, and California. There's three borders bordering Mexico, and then you have this the northern quadrant of the Honduras, El Salvador, and Guatemala right below. So they have to walk up. So we have lately some Cubans that's coming through Mexico. Cuban law also changed because it's not wet foot, dry foot, or wet soil, dry soil anymore. So you have to come in with the work permit or with a tourist visa before they immediately get a green card. So things had changed in the past few years. We're hoping to at least have no more perm bar, postponement or extension of 245I, relook at asylum on a case-by-case basis. Family asylum could also be a form of asylum. So these are little changes that we don't necessarily need Congress or the Senate to pass. So, but for now, because of the trauma, the southern border, the surge in the past 20 years, and we have to remember the Mexicans who are coming is becoming less and less. On the other hand, because of the June election, if the current president's party wins that election, they will have the same problem because it's very much Venezuela, Peru, all those countries where more the middle class will suffer. So they'll be rushing up to America, and that'll be worse because these people have tourist visa, and these are high earners in Mexico. So once they come, if they couldn't get a job, they could use their savings for maybe 6 months, 3 months, a year. Then what? Especially after they overstay. You're talking about people who have degrees, who work in high-level jobs in the Mexican companies. Because see, that's another thing about American public. I think the American public assume, oh, you think of a Mexican, you think of an Argentinian, you think of a Brazilian, oh, they're all poor people, they're all illegal, they're all undocumented. That's not true at all. I mean, Latino countries, because Brazil used to be a seventh economically powerful because of their oil. So was Venezuela. So it's a lot of these countries before, of course, they're more and more into socialist now. So it's just like China, more and more the countries are becoming very inside to grow themselves instead of looking at the global, looking at helping the developing countries. So, but the past 1 year and 1 month, we really have learned. We are all becoming very introspective. The surge is coming in, but we need to hold on to President Biden and Vice President Harris to give us comprehensive reform.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong. And that's one of the reasons why you have recommended people not to come right now to the United States illegally, because that's going to be a delay for this comprehensive reform. So please, please, please listen to Ms. Wong, because she knows what she's talking about. She has been working on this field for over 40 years, and she knows how it works. So please talk to Ms. Wong. If you have any immigration needs, please call her 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984, and she will be happy to answer your questions and give you a possibility of a relief in your immigration case. So, Ms. Wong, we have here a case. This person has an EU visa, and the work permit was approved, but then this person let it expire for 2 years. So this person is asking, can I apply for that work permit again and eventually for the green card, or I lost it because I didn't renew it? The
Okay.
last time was in 2018.
Okay, so it depends what kind of work permit he got. If he got the 4-year work permit after the U visa, and if you did not file for green card 3 years and 1 day, or at least before the 4-year work permit expired, you had a problem. So you need to non-proton extend that work permit. If you already had the 4 years, which expired in 2018, then you need to non-proton extend it and then file for the green card. On the other hand, if it's only a 2-year work permit, it's no big deal, because until you get the 4-year work permit, you cannot get the green card. So the answer is, it depends on what kind of work permit you lose and why didn't you do an extension. And you can argue technically out of control and do another extension and try it. It should not be too hard, because that's what Biden is trying to push, is to look at the totality of circumstances on a case instead of the former president, who really always say no anyway, without good reason.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong. And don't forget, the phone number of Ms. Wong is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. We're having a lot of questions regarding to U visa. So this person says, I came to the United States illegally. I was in my apartment. I was getting there, and a couple of people were waiting on me at the door of my house. They hit me, they punched me, they beat me up, and then they tried to rob me. I don't know if they were waiting for me, but the reality is that I went to the police, and they said that it could be a case, but in that county, which is Clayton County in Georgia, the police is not helping with those cases for the U visa. Is that possible to happen, or is there something I can try against that police department because they don't want to sign my EU visa?
Okay, what he's talking about, or she's talking about 918B, what the police is doing, they refuse to sign it. Georgia is known to be, this is the South, what do we expect? So it's very Republican. So you don't necessarily just have to have the police. You can talk to the sheriff. You can talk to any law enforcement agency. If it's a hate crime, you can also go to FBI. And also, if they prosecuted the guy, or if they found, sometimes police didn't want to sign it because they couldn't find the guy. They thought we are just making things up. or they're embarrassed because if the district attorney goes to ask them what happened in this case, who's the perpetrator, and they couldn't find him, it's their own failure, so they want to cover it up. So I would, if I were the people, I would go to victims of crime. I would show them, the psychological testing or something, but don't just go to the one arresting, because then you have reporting officer, you have arresting officer, you have the boss of both of them. Because sometimes a younger officer would come and see the stuff, then they'll call another one because another emergency come up, and then another one write the report, and they'll confuse the victim with a witness. Because on the police report, you have to be the victim, you cannot be a witness, stuff like that. So, so I would also talk to the district attorney and see what happened, or talk to the police and see what happened. Another thing that I totally get it when police people are very aggravated is today, a gun is pointed at, tomorrow I go and ask, can you sign my U visa? I mean, what would they think? Because U visa is really a visa to encourage minority people like us to collaborate with police to pick up the bad people, so next time it doesn't happen. But instead of worrying about your own safety, your neighbor's safety, now you say, oh, you signed this, so I get a visa. So the police people get upset also. So you have to look at both sides of every issue.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong. And we have another question coming in. The phone number is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. I entered legally to this country. I have been here for 9 years, and I have paid all my taxes. Can I apply for a work permit? Thank you. I am citizen from Spain.
Okay, so she probably entered America on an ESTA visa, because Spain, you have ESTA. A lot of people actually from Mexico or Latino countries, because one of their parents have grandparents from Spain, so they get a Spanish passport. It's just like Romania. A lot of them are Hungarian. Or the grandparents are Hungarian. Now they can get a Hungarian passport. And Hungary is EU. That means they can come on ESTA. So a lot of them really try to get that Hungary airport, so they can come, and now they don't passport, so they don't need to go. So I presume you came on ESTA. ESTA is a problem because even though under the virus, you could apply for 30 days stay, but ESTA is a visa where there's no extension, no change of status, no stay. So even if you apply for asylum, the USCIS have no jurisdiction. Jurisdiction directly rests with the court. So ESTA is a weird problem because only the best countries give ESTA visa. Like right now, Taiwan have ESTA, Korea have ESTA, but Hong Kong don't have ESTA, China don't have ESTA. So so you need to look at the case more carefully. So if the kid is 21, then you can directly adjust the status. If it's a U.S. citizen kid over 21 and is a citizen, or if you're married an American spouse, or if you're under 21 but your parents are citizen, those are cases you can directly adjust. But ESTA is a weird visa, I think. There's a lot of disqualifications in there.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Wong, for your answer. And the next person is asking is Lupita. And she says, good morning. I would say good afternoon. Do you know how long it's taking to get an interview for Juarez Consulate after you fill up the DS-260? If not, the consulates are trying to take interviews. Also, there's differences between you being a citizen or resident?
Oh, no. That's a very, very good question. So the question is, I already paid all the filing fee. I already gave them my 3-year or 1-year tax return. If my husband or my wife is a citizen or a green card, is the time the same? Yes, that's President Biden's dreams, is to say spouses of green cards the same as spouses of citizen. So it should be the same time now. All right. If you look at the quota sheet, the priority date sheet from U.S. Department of State, it's all current. That means that it's the same timing, number one. Number two is President Biden about 3 weeks ago canceled President Trump's non-issuance of green card for green card spouses. I presume your spouses have a green card because you asked, is the spouse of green card the same as spouse of citizen? Yes, it's the same. So it just happened 3 weeks ago. Give them some time. Just this morning, I already got 2 interviews, notices from different consulates. So because every day I follow, the trends, because we do a lot of cases, so I can talk to my listeners, so you know how the trend is going. So if you haven't gotten the notice yet, they are coming, but you need to email them, maybe go to a Congress office or senator's office to ask them to help you push it. But it will come because Biden just took off the bar about 3 weeks ago, and 2 weeks ago, he's allowing student visa, tourist visa, not all of them to come in, but at least to adjudicate those cases, because under Trump, all those cases were gone for the whole year.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong. And well, Ms. Wong has 9 offices in 9 cities of the United States. In Cleveland is the main headquarters. Atlanta, we have another office. Memphis, Minneapolis, Nashville, Chicago, Columbus, New York, and Raleigh, North Carolina. And the phone number is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. Ms. Wong, I have a concern because there's a lot of men that are victim of violence, but they don't say nothing because we are strong, we are machos, we never cry. Men don't cry, but is there something we can do when we are victims of violence if we are married to a U.S. citizen?
Absolutely. There's something we can do. That's one thing beautiful about America. We are equal opportunity. You could be a child, male or female. You could be a homosexual. You could be a transsexual. You could be anything you want to be. Plus, if a man is being abused, and I've won a case where the woman is actually very, very heavy and sort of short. I mean, I sort of like her, but she was really abusive towards my client, who's a
Wow.
African American man, sort of short, very thin. So it's really not a profile, because you think of an American woman versus an African American man, you think of like someone who's tinier as the citizen, So because I even told those were days that you can actually talk to the officer on the phone and tell them what's your concern and ask them what's their concern. So I said, they were saying, how could men be? Those were the good old days where, it's like we talk. It's not today. You can't say things like that because there's more racism or ageism or whatever you call it. I said, just wait till you see them. You know what I'm talking about. But
Yeah.
I won the case because it's such a cute couple. I mean, my job is to win. I mean, so yes, you can do either Wawa case, because as long as you're married to a green card or citizen, the nice thing about Wawa case, if you don't have the green card, you do the 360. If you have the green card already, you're protecting the green card and do a 751. You could actually do it if you're divorced or not divorced. You can also, when you go to court, to do instead of 10-year cancellation, and do a 3-year cancellation. In fact, I'm pretty sure I was one of the first law firms to do a 3-year cancellation case on an abused spouse case. So that's why. The second thing is, don't not talk about it. I still remember when I represented President Obama's uncle, and he's a very, very strong, because he came in the 60s. So he thinks of himself as a very strong African American. He worked like 3 jobs for like 30 years with no papers. So he's very strong. So I keep telling him, you don't have to be a strong male. But he did so well in his testimony. We actually won the case, so I got him a green card. So these are things where you have to speak up. You have to talk about it, because we have so many clients who say, oh, I don't want to deal with it. In fact, there is some leading cases that if you say, I don't want to talk about it, I don't want to deal with it, itself is you can win these cases. So definitely, even as a man, you can win Wawa cases and U visa cases.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong. And this is a person that wrote through inbox, so I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna not talk about the name of this person. Dear Ms. Wong, I'm a recent subscriber to your social media, and I want to let you know that you made a very positive impression on me. I have a question. My husband and I are in the process of immigration ourselves, and due to COVID-19, still waiting for our consulate interview. Hopefully, we'll be in the US by the end of the year and start our new chapter. I noticed that your YouTube channel audience um, it has some information about this. So, uh, can we apply for our parents once we are back in the United States, since we have the green card already in process, or we need to wait until we become citizens of the United States?
You could apply for green card for your parents when you become a citizen, but you can write a invitation letter to your parents to come to your wedding, to come to the birthday of your first grandchild as a tourist visa. So to get the parents a green card to come help you babysit and stuff, you have to be a citizen. But you can still invite them to come visit you as a family, to celebrate bar mitzvah, to celebrate bat mitzvah, to celebrate weddings as a tourist.
Thank you so much, Miss Wong. And we have another person. It looks like we have a lot of people writing from ESTA visas. And hello, Ms. Wong, I'm a client and want to say thank you for all you do. Sorry, just to be clear, so if I say your parent is a green card resident and I am not on an ESTA, I cannot adjust my status even if my priority date becomes current and you're over 21 and outside the United States?
Correct. So if your parents are green card, you are over 21, you have a family to be case. If you're not from Mexico, Mexico is the only country that's really back in like 25-year wait. Philippines also have a long wait. Aside from those countries, if you're from anywhere the central, the northern quadrant, or from India, China, Russia, it's only a 4-year wait. You cannot adjust. So assuming you came to America on a tourist visa, you expired, then you have to leave the country. Your mother have to do a 601A. You come back after 2 weeks. But if you came to America on a tourist visa, extended the tourist visa, changed it to a student visa, and because it takes about 9 months to 13 months now to do it, to change of student visa. In the meantime, when quota opens, you're still legal, you can do adjustment of status. So that's what we always advise people. Try to remain in status in 4 years, even 3.5, because it depends on when when Mr. Oppenheimer was telling you can apply, then you can do adjustments if you're legal. If you're undocumented, even if you came on a tourist visa, not an ESTA, you have to leave the country and come back.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong. And well, our time is running really fast, but I want to remind everybody that the phone number of Ms. Wong is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984, and she will be happy to answer your questions. Also, if you want more information, you can go to imwong.com, imwong.com, and she will be happy to help you with your immigration needs. We have a chat there. We have some sections in the website that you can find more information, and you can also check our Instagram, her Facebook page in English, in Spanish, in other languages as well, and YouTube channel, which is very interesting what you will find there. Okay, so Ms. Wong, this next person says, I got my citizenship recently. I am 57 years old, and I would like to know if I can apply for my mom. She's almost 90 years old, and I want to apply for my daughter as well. They are in Mexico, and I don't know whether I should apply for a tourist visa for them or a green card for them. What do you recommend?
Of course, it's always better to come with a green card. The problem is for citizen, for mother, it's fast because now it's just opened up. For a 90-year-old, American Embassy in Mexico is actually pretty nice. They don't ask for health insurance or stuff. But from China and under Trump, it became a big issue because they're really worried about older people coming to America, and we became sick, and we have no people to support us. That's why you signed the FDA of support. For your daughter, if you became a citizen and your daughter is over 21, it takes about 25 years, and especially if she's married. So my question is, how did you get your green card? Did you through marriage get a green card or through a labor cert? Is it 245I? Then maybe I would even get the child over on tourist, but tourist is difficult because on the DS-160, when the daughter applies for the tourist visa, the question is, do you have any immediate relatives in America? Of course she does, because her mom is a citizen of America. So these are questions that if you just ask, is it better to come as tourist or student or green card? Of course, it's always better green card, but how long will it take? At what opportunity cost? Then if not, how fast can I get a tourist visa? Is it easy to get a tourist visa? And aside from that, you also need to think about your dreams and your goals. I really believe in when you come to America, it's not just coming to America, right? The movie Coming to America. It's more like, what do I want to do with your life? If you're not the type who hustle, who wants to work 24/7. We all say we want to work 24/7, but reality comes in. We're like, oh, I have to go home, I have to go to bed. America may or may not be for you, because America is a place where you work and you get food on your table. It's not like, in other countries, in China, for example, your father is a big shot and he'll get you a good job. You just go there and fall asleep every day, you still get a job, So America is probably the hardest place to live, and also the funnest place to live, because you really have to work hard to make a living, to support your family. And it's not for everybody. So I don't want us to just think, should I bring of course, we all want to go to America, but I have a lot of people who came and they don't like it and they leave, and then you wasted all your mom's money. Your grandma could have bought a little place in Mexico, a little farm, and you wasted it.
Yes, and I agree, Ms. Wong, because I don't know, but I know some older people that they don't want to leave their country, even if the country is in trouble or if they are struggling there. They'd rather stay there instead of coming to the United States. They say that this country is boring, that people are always busy, that they don't get to see their families. And then, that's what my dad used to say. He was here, he was happy because he was with his family, but he really wanted to be home because he was like the senior at home. So it's something that some people just realize. And I've seen some people that have a green card and then they call immigration, can you just change my green card for a tourist visa? I don't want to stay here. I don't want to stay here for 6 months. So life is always different. We never know what people will really want. So thank you so much, Ms. Wong, for sharing these answers. And also, we have another question coming in. This person says, I want to apply for my family, but I came on a work visa. My work visa was expired. It was an H-2B. I came by myself. It expired a couple months ago because I couldn't renew it because I changed my job. Can I still do something for that visa, or I have to stay without a status here?
There are two ways to do it. If you're willing to leave the country, and if you leave less than 180 days, you have no perm bar. That means you can come back the second day as long as they give you a visa. So, and sometimes American Embassy in Mexico will, if you have another H-2B, for example, for next year, and you tell them I overstayed only for 60 days, they probably will give you a new visa. But most of us don't want to leave for fear that we cannot come back, especially in this virus, because Mexican virus are actually worse than American virus. So that's the first thing. The second thing is you can also do a non-prolonged tourist visa change of status. Because of the virus, but you have to have a very good reason. Like, for example, I'm too old, I'm too young, because especially on the H-2B, because you also said something, you change your job, because H-2B is employment specific. which means the employer specific, location specific, salary specific, job specific. So if you already change your employer, because anytime you do a change of status, they want tax return to show that you work for the same employer that's listed in the bottom of your visa. So if you already changed it, that means you really don't have a job offer unless there's agreement between that job and this job to loan you to the other company. So these are things that you need to solve. My general advice, if you are late, but now we have Biden, so that changed. That's why as lawyers, I'm always coming up with new stuff, Biden is not as mean. So if you have maybe some good excuse, what happened, you were abused on the old job, they didn't pay you, you were not happy. So these are things that may be technically out of control. You came down with a virus, you didn't have health insurance, stuff like that. Maybe you could do a change of status. My general advice is I won't do it, because then under Trump, immigration may or may not put you into a removal proceeding. Then you have to pay legal fees to go to court and stuff like that. It's really up to you. On the other hand, now that we have Biden, things are changing, and we need clients like you to keep filing the documents to push our government to see what makes us change job from original H-2B to a new company, to why didn't we do an extension? See, the government people need to learn, because under the virus, they're all indoor now. They don't know people like us. They never heard of Spanish music, a church music, because people from Southern North America, we're very religious. Church is our temple. It's like African Americans. Church is their base. So most immigration people don't necessarily know that, because for them it's a job. They probably don't even read the newspaper. They're just very on the job. They don't think like people like us. So we need to educate them to think like people like us. So if we don't keep filing the difficult cases, they won't learn. If they don't learn, they don't approve. That's the problem. No failure, no gain.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ms. Wong. And our time is up for today. So please, everybody, call Ms. Wong, 216-279-3984. She has been awarded so many times, and I know she feels a little embarrassed when I say this, but a lot of people trust her. She helps thousands of people every single year, and she has been awarded with Super Lawyers, AVO, and I forgot the name of the other ones, but it's many companies that have awarded Ms. Wong for the job that she does and her company, her law firm, is doing nationwide. So thank you so much, Ms. Wong, for all you do. And do you want to say something to dismiss today?
Oh, no, I just want the world to know, and my listeners to know, there's always hope, because the fact that you're listening, you're interested in immigration, you're interested in your case, you're thinking, how do I become legal? Because otherwise, why waste time, half an hour sitting here? It's not like I'm that pretty. So, but really, there's a lot of hope on this. Keep striving, keep saving your money, don't drink and drive. Don't look at pornography. No touching minor girls or boys. I mean, it's just, you think it's okay. It's not okay. All right. So even if the person tells you I'm 26, don't believe in them. So, and keep yourself organized, because I think the new law would come. And I really think, even though we may or may not get a green card, at least we can get a work permit and a social and drive a car. That'd be so neat.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong. And see you probably next week. Okay. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today. And don't forget, 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. Margaret W. Wong and Associates, with 9 offices in the United States.
This pandemic has changed the world. Margaret W. Wong and Associates, with over 40 years experience in U.S. immigration law, keeps working for you in the midst of adversity. Offices are in Cleveland, New York, Memphis, Atlanta, Columbus, Raleigh, North Carolina, Nashville, Chicago, and Minneapolis. Look after your loved ones, and we'll take care of your immigration needs. Please call us at 216-279-3984. That's 216-279-3984.